flag, and now we advance to round 7 of the $1 Million International Speedway Masters Series. Round 7 at the Borderline Speedway Mount Gambier in perfect, balmy conditions, and you're about to see heat number 1 to be conducted over a 4-lap journey. Jason Crump, Lee Adams, Rooney Holter, Mark Laram, Antonin Casper, and Todd Wiltshire. What about that for a field to get proceedings underway in round number 7? Adams, despite an awful crash at Warrnambool in round 6, has backed up in consecutive nights and will ride despite being very sick, sore and sorry. That's him on the inside in the red helmet colour. Wiltshire is beside him in blue, Rooney Holter in white in the centre. Racing across from the outside, a brilliant start is Queensland's Jason Crump in the white-black helmet colour. Magnificent start by him. I thought he got away a little indifferently, but obviously picked up superior drive on the outside. Now this racetrack, you'll note a very different texture to the Premier Speedway at Warrnambool, as we showed you earlier in today's program. This is a clay base as well, but the organisers every year do a superb job in converting this into a perfect bike track with plenty of loose dirt on the top of the circuit so the bikes can really get maximum drive. Rooney Holter on the left-hand side of your screen, he's cleared out. Mark Laram, you're now looking at, he's running a fair way back in the pack, running 4th in this event at the moment, actually. Leader is Jason Crump. Lee Adams is 2nd on the circuit, followed by Rooney Holter, the Norwegian. Then it's Laram, Casper, and Todd Wiltshire will be frankly horrified with his start at this meeting. He's tailed off a mile away back in 6th spot and will not score in his opening ride unless he can do something about it. Across the line, Jason Crump takes 5 points. 2nd was Lee Adams with 4 points. Then Rooney Holter with 3 points. 2 to Mark Laram in 4th. 1 point to Antonin Casper. None to Todd Wiltshire. Time 62.41. And Crump, an emphatic victor in heat number 1. Well, look at that. He's now dismounting the bike. He's got a serious mechanical problem after he's gone across the start-finish line. Now heat number 2, Joe Screen, the Englishman on the inside in the red helmet colour. Jon Jorgensen, the Dane, on the extreme outside. Worth watching here, the Scandinavian champion in the black helmet colour. Also involved here, Nathan Simpson, Ronnie Corey and Jason Hawkes. Real mixture of riders. It's Joe Screen, the English former World Under-21 champion, who takes the lead. That's Ronnie Corey at the back or towards the back of the pack in the green helmet colour. And he's struggling a bit in this series at the moment, Ronnie Corey, after an absolutely brilliant meeting at Townsville in round number 4. Jon Jorgensen is doing his best to catch that man currently on screen, Joe Screen, no pun intended, who was absolutely scintillating in this event. Line venue at Mount Gambier. The flowing layout certainly suits his style. He's a man that's always hard on the gas, never backs off. The throttle wide open and Screen's going to get home here. Jorgensen is going to finish 2nd, no doubt about that. And Screen, a very big winner there at a time of 62.28. 62.28 was the race time. I think you'll find Nathan Simpson it was that ultimately finished 3rd on the line. So Screen, Jorgensen, Simpson, 62.28. 5 points, 4 and 3 respectively. That's the way the points are tallied when a 6-rider format is utilised. 6 riders per heat, that is, 18 riders overall. That's one of the aspects of this series that makes it completely unique in World Speedway. The fact that it accommodates 6-rider per race formats. And on the narrower circuits, as you saw a couple of weeks ago on this program when round 5 at Gosford was staged, that's when the 4-rider format is utilised over 20 heats. Now heat number 3, Craig Boyce, Scott Smith from Brisbane, Nigel Sadler from Adelaide, Travis McGowan from Mildura in Victoria, a fine young prospect in Australian Speedway, Brett Wooderfield from Adelaide and Dave Watt from Brisbane. McGowan, Sadler, these sorts of guys absolutely relish the opportunity of riding in an elite field such as the Masters Series. Craig Boyce, great start in the red helmet colour. That's Brisbane's Scott Smith up the inside in yellow, giving him some cheek from the outset. Interesting to see if Smith can stay with Craig Boyce. He's the sort of rider, Smith, that can bounce out and beat world-class company every now and then. A real dark horse. Dave Watt up running 3rd in the green helmet colour, not doing too bad a job. And here comes Nigel Sadler around the outside of him. That's the battle for 3rd and 4th you're watching as Sadler races by on the outside in the blue helmet colour. Man out in front, out of picture currently is Craig Boyce. He's a mile in front. No change in the order. Scott Smith is still second. Sadler has now consolidated third spot. He's bumped McGowan back one more spot. McGowan has made up for some lost time after a fairly poor start in this event. Beautifully prepared racing surface here at Mount Gambier. Only wish they'd run Speedway motorcycles a bit more often. It is a perfect racing strip for them. And Craig Boyce, he's never going to have an easier victory than that. They couldn't start on equal terms with him, the young blokes. But they're here to learn, and they certainly are doing that. Boyce the victor, Scott Smith second, Nigel Sadler was third, McGowan would so far. So Craig Boyce back to form well and truly after a horror meeting at Gosford in round 5, followed up with a solid performance at Warrnambool in the 6th round, and is clearly on the pace here tonight. Heat number 4 is next on the program. Rooney Holder returns for battle. Lee Adams, Nathan Simpson, Travis McGowan, Dave Watt and Jason Hawkes. This is a commencement, or the commencement, of the second round of qualifying heats. And Lee Adams, despite riding injured tonight, is the man to watch in this particular race. That is him in the white helmet colour, starting third from the inside. Rooney Holter in the red helmet colour, the flying Norwegian, also worthy of consideration. That's him starting over in gate number 1, closest to the infield. And he got a beaut start. Look at Lee Adams away quickly into second spot. He cut back. That is vintage Lee Adams to do that. He now takes the race lead. The Victorian, there's a fall at the back. One of the riders has gone down. That was Jason Hawkes, in fact. He'll get up, though, quite okay. It was a relatively slow motion crash. Lee Adams is the leader. Rooney Holder, you'll note that he'll continue to plough along up high on the racetrack. That's Nathan Simpson you're watching at the moment, runs third on the circuit. We'll get some focus of attention back up front, though, where Lee Adams is your leader. Now, Rooney Holder, as I suggested to you, is choosing to run up very high on the circuit. And look at the drive he's getting there. The Norwegian has made up 20 metres on the run down the back straight, and he now takes the lead. I don't think Lee Adams can quite believe that. Reminding you, if you may have just joined our telecast, Adams running in second, is riding injured tonight, was at physiotherapy all day, sustained a nasty crash, or went through involved in a nasty crash at Warrnambool in round number 6. That was a very big ride from Rooney Holder. Just goes to show you the way to ride Speedway is to stay up high where the dirt is, get your wheels in line quickly, and you'll get home. Holder, Adams, Simpson, McGowan, Watt, Hawkes falling. Time was 62.86. Hawkes not completing the fallout journey. And as you can see, Rooney Holder is very happy about that. Great ride by the Norwegian, who's certainly in points contention for outright series honours in terms of being a top 3 challenger anyway. There he is, only a jockey-like figure. Rides predominantly in Poland, Denmark and Sweden. Yet to appear in the British Elite League. Is currently fielding offers from 9 clubs. In talking to him before the meeting, he suggested to me that England is not his priority. Prefers to base his racing on the continent. Now, next heat, number 5, Todd Wiltshire, Mark Laram, Craig Boyce, Rusty Harrison, Jon Jorgensen and Scott Smith. Boyce here, starting on the extreme outside, waiting for the tapes to fly. They do so now. Mark Laram on this occasion got a very good start. Didn't really produce any good form at Warrnambool the last time we saw the bikes racing in the International Speedway Masters Series. Did encounter some motorcycle problems that night. Perhaps he's got the problems ironed out now. As we see, racing to the lead here, Todd Wiltshire relegates Mark Laram back to second. Here's a go now as Craig Boyce, Wiltshire's teammate, moves up on the inside. He now runs third. We've got a fabulous race happening here with Wiltshire out in front. Mark Laram, the Englishman in the white helmet colour, runs second. Craig Boyce from Sydney, well, he now skates up on the inside and takes the race lead. And whilst all that is happening, I can see that Rusty Harrison is coming into this too, the youngster in the blue helmet colour running fourth. What a race here. Craig Boyce is the leader, not for long though. Mark Laram now careers up on the inside and takes the lead. That's Wiltshire back running third, not for long. He races by on the outside. What a terrific race here. Laram and Wiltshire almost side by side. Boyce is third, Harrison is fourth, across the line. Wiltshire got it. What a ride. Laram second, Craig Boyce third. You won't see a better motor race than that in any category. An absolute cracker. In heat number 5 here, Todd Wiltshire, a miraculous victory. He was running third with half a lap to go. The lead must have changed there 6 or 7 times. Another look at it with 2 laps remaining. What a ride by the youngster Harrison. That's him on the right-hand side of your screen, giving nothing away to world-class company. Wiltshire is the leader. Boyce is on the inside in the white leathers. Their teammates. Mark Laram having a look at the back, the Englishman. Here he comes now as Boyce and Wiltshire take one another out of the action. Laram got to the front. Now there's Wiltshire winding it up on the outside. And again, another great example of why you've got to ride up top if you can, providing the drive is there. And the drive was there for Wiltshire to take the win. What a race that was. Laram across the lane in second, ahead of Craig Boyce. The time was 62.87, which, given the nature of the race, was a very fast time. Now it's heat number 6, Joe Screen, Jason Crump, Antonin Casper, Ronnie Corey, Nigel Sadler and Brett Woodyfield here. Set to get them underway. Antonin Casper from the Czech Republic, Prague in fact, has taken the lead early. Look at Joe Screen. He really is skating up high on the circuit. Absolutely fearless, the Englishman. Former British champion has taken the race lead. Not an easy thing to pass Antonin Casper on the outside. One of the most solid riders in World Speedway, the Czech. That's Corey, the Californian Ronnie Corey in the white helmet colour. He's now relegated to 4th as we see a good charge from Jason Crump now, the Queenslander, who runs into 3rd position. He's going to put some pressure on Antonin Casper now. There's Crump in the blue helmet colour. He switches lines. Your race leader, Joe Screen, has well and truly bolted. The battle here is for 2nd and 3rd between Casper and Jason Crump. Casper has the better of it for the moment. He's on the inside. I get the feeling Crump's going to take him on the outside as we take pictures once more of our man out in front, Joe Screen. It's been quite a ride from him. He's blown them away, Joe Screen, in this race, and very quickly too. Across the line, he defeats Crump by a long, long way in the end. Casper was 3rd, Corey 4th, Sadler, then Brett Woodyfield in a new 4-lap track record time of 60.74 seconds. Blistering 4-lap journey from the Englishman, Joe Screen, the man you're currently looking at. That is his 2nd heat win tonight, and a great ride too. Heat number 7 now. Screen returns. This is the 3rd round of qualifying heats about to start. Todd Wiltshire, Lee Adams, John Jorgensen, Brett Woodyfield and Travis McGowan. Good field. You've got to expect the victor here to come from either Screen, Wiltshire, Adams or Jorgensen. Way they go. Good start by Woodyfield on the inside. Not for long though, because Joe Screen, as he did in the heat prior, just flexes his muscle on the outside, picked up the drive and has raced to the front once again. Joe Screen is looking as though he will be the man to beat here tonight. There is not a more dominant rider here. He is putting the cleaners through them. Todd Wiltshire runs 2nd in this event. Lee Adams is 3rd. No, he's not. He's 4th, in fact. Oh, I beg your pardon. He is running 3rd, Lee Adams. He and Woodyfield have almost identical leathers. I had to take, we'll have a double take there. But Lee Adams doing a magnificent job. He's 6 sore and sorry, badly bruised as a result of that very heavy crash he had at Warrnambool in the 6th round. Went through intensive physiotherapy all day so he could get himself fit. He told me before the meeting he's dosed up on painkillers and is riding tonight purely for the points. He's well and truly a contender in this championship and needs to stay as close to Jason Crump as possible. Screen across the line. That's his 3rd victory tonight. Wiltshire in 2nd. Adams 3rd. Valuable points for Adams. Jorgensen, Woodyfield and McGowan. Time 62.46. Joe Screen is looking particularly good here tonight and is emerging as the man to beat. The Englishman from Chesterfield in the UK, former English Test captain, former World Under-21 title holder, was British champion, if memory serves me correctly, in 1996. Next heat comes your way, heat number 8, getting through the action very quickly. Antonin Casper, Mark Laram, Dave Watt, Nathan Simpson, Scott Smith and Ronnie Corey. That's the field here in heat number 8. Casper on the outside will be looking for the drive here. Didn't get the best start in the world, but gee, he's making the most of it now. Race by on the outside of Mark Laram. Something flew off the bike then. It may have actually been Antonin Casper's helmet colour. It was his helmet colour. Fortunately, his helmet underneath is white. So so we can have no problems in picking him up. As they race through turns 3 and 4 for yet another occasion here, it's Casper. Mark Laram is second. Next on the circuit, running third, is Dave Watt. On next week's program, make sure you join me on Checkered Flag. It's the penultimate round of the $100,000 Speed Car Super Series from Archerfield Speedway in Brisbane. You also, on the same program, see the grand final of the same series from Wynns Newcastle Speedway at Tomago. So a big speed car double-header coming your way on next week's program. And in a few weeks from now, you'll see the grand final of this tournament, the International Speedway Masters Series. Casper across the line, taking victory in heat number 8. Laram was second, followed by Dave Watt. Ronnie Corey retiring as a result of mechanical failure in that heat, the American, who's having a horror run this weekend. The time there was 62.28 for Anton Casper. Yes, the Wayville Grand Final promises to be quite spectacular television. That will be filmed utilising 6 cameras, including a stick cam, and you'll see that over 2 weeks, 2 one-hour special programs dedicated to the grand final of this series with 6 cameras around the track. You will not miss a thing. As we get them underway now in heat number 9, it's Craig Boyce, the Sydney sider, the 1996 Masters Series champion and 1994 world number 3. He's your race leader. Rooney Holder runs second, the Norwegian. Nigel Sadler from Adelaide, who rode in 1998 for Peterborough in the British Premier League. He runs third on the circuit. I'm convinced he's a rider of the future, a star of the future from Australian Speedway's point of view. But a current star is, of course, Craig Boyce, and he is really riding very well in heat number 9. Did win his second ride tonight, or the third heat, in fact, which was Boyce's first ride of the night. So he's looking very much as though he's on track for a grand final berth, Craig Boyce. I think you'll find he will take the 5 points here, relatively unchallenged from Rooney Holder. Holder will finish second. So it was Craig Boyce, Rooney Holder, Nigel Sadler, Harrison, Jason Hawkes, who was unable to complete the journey, and Jason Crump, a no score there by virtue of a mechanical failure. Well, the cat among the pigeons, Jason Crump, may miss qualifying for the A final tonight. Perhaps a bit premature to say that. He is just such a great rider. He's likely to come back and win his last ride. Some other people will have some bad luck and he still might get through. Now it's heat number 10. Jason Crump needs to win this event as he returns for action. Rooney Holder, Mark Laram, Lee Adams, Anton Casper, Todd Wiltshire. Very tough field. Keep your eyes on Jason Crump as we get them underway. That is him on the inside in the red helmet colour. Absolutely bullet-like start from Jason Crump. Also a wonderful gate there by Rooney Holder from Norway. He's taken the lead. Well, this looks like the charge of the Light Brigade as they race through turns 3 and 4. Holder, the Norwegians, the leader. There's Jason Crump switching lines now. A wall of riders behind them, including Lee Adams, Mark Laram, and also you'll find there involved in the thick of the action, Todd Wiltshire. Well, this is a terrific event with Jason Crump having taken the race lead from Rooney Holder. Jason Crump needed nothing less than 5 points here if he hopes to qualify for the grand final. Todd Wiltshire, who was involved in the thick of the action early, has dropped back. He's running stone motherless last in this event, and as a result will score no points unless he can do something about it. Great performance by Rooney Holder once again here tonight. He runs second. Mark Laram, the Englishman, is third. Lee Adams showing all the courage in the world tonight, riding injured. He's back running fourth. But Jason Crump, what more can you say about this rider? He's an outstanding rider. Across the line, he takes the checkered flag. Always wins when he really has to, Crump, and he needed to on that occasion after dropping valuable points by virtue of a machine failure in his last ride. And that will put Jason Crump into the grand final tonight. How good is the Queenslander? Rooney Holder second, Mark Laram third, Adams fourth, Casper, Wiltshire. Disappointing performance there by the Czech, Anton Casper. 62.47 was the racing time. Holder has been a model of consistency. I just get the feeling, though, that Joe Screen is in a class of his own tonight. So Crump will qualify for the grand final. Now it's heat number 11, and talking about Screen, the man at the moment returns. He rides in this heat. So does John Jorgensen, Ronnie Corey, Nathan Simpson, Jason Hawkes and Rusty Harrison. The policy of inviting select wildcards to participate in this series. Great to see it, encouraging the young talent, the likes of Rusty Harrison, They've really done a fabulous job in the tournament, considering they have so much less international experience when comparing them to riders like the man out in front, Joe Screen. Well, if he can win this race, Joe Screen has sailed through the qualifying heats undefeated here tonight. John Jorgensen is second, the Danish rider, the Scandinavian title holder. Ronnie Corey from California, the veteran who races for Bellevue in the British Elite League. He runs third on the circuit. It's been a world-perfect performance by Joe Screen tonight. He's going to get home all right in this one, barring mechanical failure. If he can win this event tonight, Joe Screen, he becomes the first Englishman since Kelvin Tatum in 1997 to win a round of the Masters Series. Tatum won 2 that year. In fact, it was the opening 2 rounds at Claremont and Bunbury in Western Australia. So Screen will reignite the English flame, if you like, in the history of this series if he can win tonight. Well, congratulations to Joe Screen. He's just won his heat here in heat number 11, and he has gone through the qualifying heats undefeated. A maximum man, and will qualify for the grand final, obviously, as the top point scorer. That is still to come. This is the final qualifying heat now. Craig Boyce, Nigel Sadler, Brett Woodfield, Travis McGowan, Scott Smith and Dave Watt. Boyce should have no problems in accounting for this field. If he is the victor, he will qualify for the grand final tonight. The grand final field is looking as though it will be Joe Screen, Jason Trump, Adams, Boyce if he wins this, Mark Laram and Rooney Holder. The latter, Holter the Norwegian, is already through. Away they go. The challenger here needs to come from Woodfield or Sadler, who both have had significant international experience, racing for the same club in the British Premier League in 1998, the Peterborough Panthers. It is Craig Boyce, and he is en route for a grand final berth, the Sydney Sider. Something of a veteran now, 30 years of age, Craig Boyce. Been a wonderful rider, 3 times Australian champion, former world number 3, and has enjoyed a magnificent career with the Poole Pirates Club in the British League Speedway scene, has captained them to victory in the league and various other major events. He's going to get the 5 points here, no doubt about it. He's on his last lap. Craig Boyce, who's got the unlikely nickname of the Face. Don't ask me why, the Face. He's going to get this one. Off turn number 4, an easy victory. Craig Boyce sails through to the grand final tonight. Nigel Sadler second, then Brett Woodfield, McGowan, Smith and Dave Watt. Time 62.97. That was equally the second slowest time of the night so far. Got through without a problem, Craig Boyce. Now it's the C final in the Skilled Engineering Final Series. Round number 7 action in the $1 Million International Speedway Masters Series. Australian Speedway's biggest annual international event by virtue of the amount of countries represented. 6 countries in the 1999 series you're currently looking at. Travis McGowan, Jason Hawkes, Brett Woodfield, Scott Smith, Dave Watt and Ronnie Corey. A shocker of a meeting tonight by the American, who's had nothing but mechanical problems. Fancy a rider of his caliber qualifying for the C final, which is being contested by the bottom 6 qualifiers. And the man out in front is Jason Hawkes in the red helmet colour. Sailing by on the outside in the blue helmet colour is Travis McGowan, who is a former Australian junior champion, under-16 champion, hails from Mildura, a prolific producer of speedway talent, the tiny Victorian city of Mildura. Boy, they've produced some great riders, and this young man out in front could be another. McGowan. On the left-hand side of your screen is Jason Hawkes. He runs second. Third on the circuit is Brett Woodfield. I've got to say, Brett Woodfield a touch disappointing tonight. He's better than this, but hasn't shown on in this particular meeting for some reason. There is McGowan. Big moment for him to win the C final in a round of the Series 500 as he comes across the line. Checkered flag out for young McGowan. Well done to the young man. Jason Hawkes in second, Brett Woodfield third, then Scott Smith, Dave Watt and Ronnie Corey. Time there 64.12. 64.12. Nothing quick about that race time, but all the young blokes there involved in the C final tonight. and you expect them to be 1.5 or perhaps even a couple of seconds slower than the elite riders. Now B final time, Todd Wiltshire, John Jorgensen, Nathan Simpson. He's done well to qualify for the B. Antonin Casper, Rusty Harrison and Nigel Sadler. This is an interesting field. Really, Wiltshire, Casper and Jorgensen should be too good for their rivals, but you never know. 4 laps the journey again. Some very valuable series points up for grabs here. The format in the Masters Series is simple. Once you qualify into your respective finals and you're placed there accordingly, all the points you've scored go out the window and you are seated in the meeting based on the points credited to you at the completion of your respective final. Now Todd Wiltshire, brilliant move, has taken the lead. He should be too flashy for them here, the former world number 3 Todd Wiltshire. Jon Jorgensen now makes a charge on the inside of Adelaide's Nathan Simpson, who runs up high on the circuit in the red helmet colour. Good race here. Jorgensen switches lines. Well, look at that. It is the charge of the Light Brigade out of turn number 4. Boy, oh boy, Todd Wiltshire has pinched a big margin on them. There is Antonin Casper, the Czech champion, up on the inside. He's running 4th at the moment in the yellow helmet colour. There's riders all over the circuit. Don't know where to look. I can tell you that John Jorgen has taken 2nd place away from Nathan Simpson. Antonin Casper would be disappointed with this. He's already blown one engine tonight and is struggling with equipment at this stage of the series. It all gets down to reliability now. Once you reach the halfway mark, there's been a lot of racing in a short period of time. Tired equipment won't net you any results, and Casper has discovered that tonight. Wiltshire's equipment is on song. He takes victory in the B final. Jorgensen 2nd, Simpson 3rd, Casper 4th, Harrison and Nigel Sadler. Time 63.17, 63.17, and Wiltshire will still find himself finishing or place 4th in the series point score, no matter what the outcome of this race. The A final field looks this way. Jason Crump, Joe Screen, Lee Adams, Craig Boyce, Mark Laram, Rooney Holder. What a great field. Crump on the inside in the red helmet colour. A little fortunate to be in the grand final tonight, but he got there through his class. Lee Adams, what a performance by him. Gutsy and courageous. Riding injured tonight. That's him in the black helmet colour on the outside. But England's Joe Screen got the start. The flying Englishman, the former world under-21 champion. He's taken the lead. The top qualifier by virtue of being undefeated here tonight in his qualifying heats on the Coney Shock Absorbers GM. You can see him pumping himself up there, Joe Screen, gritting the teeth and shaking the head about on the bike. He's taken the lead, and Joe Screen, can he become the first Englishman for several years to win a round of the lucrative International Speedway Masters Series? Jason Crump runs 2nd. Oh, Lee Adams, he picked up badly there, did a wheel stand out of turn number 4 as he picked up some drive. He's in 3rd, Craig Boyce is 4th, Rooney Holder is 5th, and forget about the other rider, who of course is Mark Laram. The battle is on in earnest up front, where your leader is Joe Screen. He's being harassed by the Queenslander, Jason Crump. 1 lap to go now. Joe Screen thoroughly deserves the victory here. He's been the best rider all night long. It was Thomas Topeka winning here, the Czech Republic rider at Mount Gambier in 1998. In 1999, it's the Englishman Joe Screen across the line. He takes it and the 20 points as well as the big prize money. Great performance by Screen tonight. Absolutely dominant in every aspect. He took the victory. Crump was 2nd, then Lee Adams. What a performance by Captain Courageous Lee Adams tonight. Craig Boyce 4th. Mark Laram was next on the circuit. And Rooney Holder, the Norwegian, was 6th. Time 62.97. Great performance by that rider, Joe Screen. Hope you've enjoyed all the action. Make sure you join us next week on Checkered Flag right here on C7 Sport. That takes us out now. We'll see you next week.